Okay, this reading is like really positive looking in a really sweet way, so I'm happy about that. Just wondering where my glasses are. Oh, they're over there. Just a second. Okay. Yeah, it's like a really sweet reading, actually. All right. But it requires some discipline. My eyes are like super baggy, like swollen today. I don't know why, but whatever. Basically, I wasn't punched in the face. It's just like it's just they're just baggy. Okay, so all right. So here we go. Discipline, Shanghai. I practice the art of discipline, and it brings freedom to my soul. Yeah, like some people might not associate discipline with freedom, but when you clear the decks of all the like nonsense, and it's like that saying, like, narrow is the path, and that, yeah, it actually brings like quite a bit of freedom, having discipline and limiting options, because you're becoming more focused on your goal. And even if your goal isn't like specific, you might just have a goal like, I want to feel good, and whatever it may be. Knowing that you don't want to feel bad like eliminates options that pop up that don't feel good, right? So anyway, that discipline brings freedom to your soul, so that your soul can get on with its business. So you can call upon Shanghai, this crystal, to help you with developing your discipline so that you can feel free. So while these cards are like really positive, it's with the notion that you need to have discipline in order to achieve this happiness. And we got like what some might say is like the divine couple together. These are the only cards that came out of the Hermetic Tarot for me today. So it's pretty significant that we have the Hierophant and the High Priestess together. And I mean, they would represent discipline. Yeah, having both partners, like having achieved discipline and respecting their path. I'm just gonna quickly go over all the cards just so you can see the whole picture. And then this is bringing about celebration and connection, like the relationship, having the connection with the divine. I'm just having a look. I can let you look at it too. We can both look. I feel like, because sometimes people refer to this card as like confirming like a third party, but I feel like in this case, it's the more mature version of this card, given the other cards that are here. And that I feel like if there was a third party, they're looking on like, okay, I recognize that this like union is valid, and it's not for me. And it actually gives that third party like a sense of freedom and self-love to release themselves from trying to include themselves in an energy that isn't for their highest good. So recognizing their self-worth gives them the wisdom and the like life force energy to seek their highest good, because like they're kind of seeing this other energy of this relationship that they're trying to bust into. They're just seeing it as not on their vibe, and that they have like bigger fish to fry, which is good departure and good conditions, I guess. I also have 4 cards from my deck flew out. So we have this one, this one, this one, and this one. So today's energy is like you're faced with a choice. And you're being encouraged to like move towards the positive, like what brings you joy, what brings music to your life and abundance, and that feeling of like walking to watch the beach, sunrise or sunset, kind of like get rebirth of something positive. So again, because of the doorways, it's again calling for this sense of discipline to make this decision. So it's not just gonna fall in your lap. You have to, like yesterday's energy, like it's on you to make the move and to be in your Hierophant or High Priestess energy. Because like the Hierophant can mean like marriage and like systems of living. I may look up their definitions according to the Hermetic Tarot in a second, but I got 2 more cards to show you. So we have the Son of Cups. I know a lot of people who do readings have like super kick butt manicures and stuff, but I'm often washing dishes. So unless I wanted to nail polish every single day, like reality is an issue here. Okay, so Son of Cups. Again, it's like this feeling of discipline, enjoying your solitude and power, like sort of like these guys are doing, and working your magic. And in this case, it's looks musical. Right. And then in the Tarot of Sexual Magic, we have the Queen of Cups. So the masculine in the sense is recognizing the loving energy of the Queen of Cups. So I'm just gonna like have a glance at the various definitions just so you're getting the full picture. Okay. A tender and gentle story brings you to the point of planning your future with serenity. So planning your future, making a solid offer, like even proposing marriage to this feminine energy that is truly loving and has like a full cup of love to offer. so that you can celebrate this coming together in Trinity with like your couple and spirit, because it's a blessed union. Okay. And so I'm not gonna get into that. Something occurred to me, but I'm not gonna like talk about that. Okay, Son of Cups. All right. Meditation, music, messages from the unconscious. Yeah, so it seems like the masculine energy is now totally chill and listening to spirit and the messages. Like, see these two birds here? It's like they're getting the message that, yeah, it's time to come together. It's time to make this essentially proposal. All right. Okay, I'm gonna look at the Hermetic Tarot definitions. Yeah. That sound is my radiator. It sounds like someone's in the room doing some kind of construction, but it isn't. Okay. So the High Priestess. Okay. All right. There's a huge paragraph that describes the card. I guess I'll read that. The moon appears above the seated priestly figure of Isis, the eternal virgin. She is adorned in the purest feminine light of the moon, the same light that serves as a veil to hide the moon, the same light that serves as a veil to hide the eternal spirit. The high priestess holds upon her knee a book, partially concealed by her mantle, which holds the truth behind the veil of feminine light. At her breast she holds a lyre, the law of Artemis, for she is also a huntress, and like Diana, she hunts by enchantment. This card rules the path of the camel that runs from Kether to Tippereth on the Tree of Life. The same path runs between two gigantic pillars beside the throne upon which the high priestess is majestically seated. The high priestess controls the energy of life between the two pillars that are topped by spiraling pinnacles. At the bottom of the card are the large spheres of her throne. Some researchers view the seated figure in this card as the illustrious and controversial Pope Joan, who allegedly reigned during the middle of the 9th century. Meanings: change, alteration, fluctuation, wisdom, sound judgment, common sense. So, just like in the other cards, we have that feeling of making a change, but a disciplined change, and then getting, towards an action that it makes common sense. All right. And Hierophant. The seated figure wears the papal tiara. The elephant is of the nature of Taurus and symbolizes the strength of the Hierophant's foundation. The star-shaped figure at the top of the card is the monogram of Hermetic truth and also represents the seal of the macrocosm. Just gonna look at that. Let's go. All right. The microcosm is man and his will. He's a reflection of the universe, which is the macrocosm. The Hierophant holds in his hand the philosophic triple-crossed wand, which represents the particular knowledge essential to all magical work that unites the microcosm with the macrocosm. Each ring of the triple cross is also an indicator of the three icons of Isis, Osiris, and Horus with his right hand. The Hierophant gives the sign of occult wisdom. The symbol at the foot of the card is a horned sigil of Taurus. Divine wisdom, manifestation, ritualism, teaching, explanation, kindness, timidity. So it's like together, it's like men, like wisely manifesting. And also could mean that we're talking about a Taurus. But the three circles are kind of like these guys, you know, the divine couple and spirit together. So it's pretty heavy duty, like you know, whereas before we were getting cards of like people battling and like minor arcana kind of stuff. We're getting like pretty heavy confirmation that like things are on the move and spirits behind it too now. And there's recognition that the feminine is like the one and that her love is being honored and cherished and approached. Because now it's time to make the decision to embrace like all this goodness that is there. And it's like requiring the masculine energy to like sit with that knowledge and like be at one with it, which means like becoming it. And the crystal kingdom is suggesting discipline in this matter. So if you haven't been using a lot of discipline in your life, like today would be a good day to do that. I'm just gonna look like at everything one last time. You know, when I look at the High Priestess card, she looks like a little bit pissed off. And the Hierophant looks like he has to like get out of his comfort zone to like reach across and like fix something, right? Oops. But it's kind of like, you know, it's that feeling like when the record side finished and you gotta like, you can't just leave it like 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 you need to take the needle up and either put like a new record on or play the same side. So it's like time to change your tune, buddy. And in terms of the feminine energy, I feel like she's been sitting in this like tired, like she's sort of tired of like sitting in this situation, and it feels a bit dusty now after a while. It's like I'm in my power. I know like what I can offer. Like here I am, like you know, you know, like I'm talented, I'm learned, I'm inspired. Like, you know, it's like at the same time, there's a certain zen quality to like having sat there for so freaking long. Essentially, like what might have been a waiting energy before has become like this eternal moment, which is a bit like this guy. Also, I just wanted to mention, I was thinking about this yesterday and today a little bit, like the like love is our factory setting, and anytime you like act in a way that isn't from love, or that you're not like checking in with that reality, it's gonna make you feel sick or like uncomfortable. And while it may seem destructive to like press reset on your life, and it may like shift some people out who like are just causing havoc, or like they're not truthfully like people you're in a loving relationship with, if for your own health, you need to like get back to your factory setting of love. I know personally, like if I make some kind of gesture statement that's not from love perspective, it just doesn't sit right with me, even if the person has done something like horrendous in my view. Anything that I send out, like it's just not going to sit well with me if I leave things in a state of not love. But like, and I mean, love isn't, I don't mean like romantic love, or like, it's like a more, it's a love that is not grasping. It's like how a flower's leaves love the sunlight. Like there's a recognition of a life force that is helping things grow, and it's the opposite of a destructive force. So if you're sending out like some kind of destructive force, in the end, like it's kind of killing you just as much as you're intending to like send some kind of destructive energy out there. So just for your own health, like you may want to just kind of press reset and send that like love, life-giving energy to just the whole, like 100% across the board, so you can like feel comfortable and back in your power again, and that like the rest of the world kind of take care of itself and will recognize that energy you're sending out and act accordingly. I mean, it's kind of an aside, but at the same time, in terms of this reading, I mean, it definitely seems like there's a strong recognition of love energy and wanting to come together in union with that. And so if there was some like lack of discipline in keeping in line with love and like what you truly love, then you're being called back and to press reset and like get in line with that. And that may require you to forgive yourself, but like every day we have to be in that place of like forgiving ourselves and others, so that we're not carrying burdens around, because if our hands are full, we can't do like amazing work. like if we're just carrying around the past and not letting go of like passions and feelings and things, you know. So because you want to be in that like eternal moment all the time. Because if the sun or the earth was holding a grudge against us, and they're like, no, I'm not gonna do summer. It's like, what? You know, like you need that eternal positivity in your life, and you need that coming from you. Like if we're the microcosm and the earth is the macrocosm in that sense, like we need to reflect that like constant reset like every day of like optimism and like shining light in the world. So anyway, I hope you guys have a nice day.